Hey guys, Critical Chocolate here on behalf of BF3blog.com, bringing you the first in the series of videos containing details and tips about all sorts of things Battlefield. This video in particular is going to be kind of short. I'm only going through the real basics, refresher, and then I'm going to try and make more videos on more detailed stuff, get down to the specifics, the nitty-gritty. So I'm going to read through a couple of things first that I listed out that I'm going to be talking over in this video. So we got the modes, we got classes, we got maps. What else we got here? That's it. Alright, so let's start off with a couple of the classes. Let's start off with medic. So we got the med kits, we got revives, we got the grenade launcher, you got all these useful things. But let's put them together and, use them appropriately. So med kits, obviously, when somebody needs it, drop it down, you can heal them up real good. You get, 20, 30 squad points per squad heal, and you get about 10 to 20 for a regular point. So it's, it's a good way to level up your medic, especially in tight quarters, like Operation Metro or Danathan Peak. You could use this quite well. Revive, obviously, sounds important, and you should use it a lot. Just revive down teammates when you can, when you see a little skull or the little flatline icon, and it saves you a ticket on your team, which means that you'll be able to play longer, or not risk a loss as easily. Another thing that the medic has, which is pretty useful, is a grenade launcher. Some people, the whole noob tube debate, but whatever, it's a useful tool. Don't ignore all that crap. It's good for clearing out corners, corridors as well. If you find the opportunity to use it, please use it. Alright, next up we got engineers. So the main three points that I've got listed here are repairs, destruction, and vehicle takedowns. So repairs is pretty self-explanatory. So if a vehicle is damaged, repair that stuff. You get points out of it. It helps whoever's driving it and whoever's shooting from it. And it keeps it up and running for the team, especially if you're in the Huey, the helicopter transport. Be prepared to take the back seat and repair that helicopter while it's up, because if you have a good gunner and a good pilot, that thing can last a long time. Trust me. But anyways, let's go to the second point here: destruction. There's a couple of maps that you can use this destruction feature pretty well, and one that I think that I should note is Sane Crossing. There's a bunch of buildings in here that you can just shoot the windows right out, and it will just come crashing down on your opponents, and it is so worth it. I got a couple of kills in this video, particularly with destruction. I think that it might be a good example for you guys. Okay, now we can discuss about how to take down vehicles. So if you're by yourself with a tank, you might want to find cover first of all. Find a spot that you can easily go back to, and try to shoot the tank from the back. If you're shooting it from the front, you're just not going to do as much damage, and you're risking yourself a lot more. So yeah, there's another couple of ways to take down vehicles easily, which if you have a javelin and if you have a buddy that has recon with especially a SOFLAM support, ask him to put that down and spot vehicles. Basically, the javelin without SOFLAM, if you're just targeting by yourself, it's not going to do a lot of damage. However, if you're using a SOFLAM and your friend spots it and marks it, it will damage the vehicle and it will most probably disable it. It's pretty much the same as the air-to-ground missiles that the jets can unlock, and they do pretty much the same damage. Another thing to note about the SOFLAM, which I should probably keep for the next part, which is recon, but if you're using the SOFLAM, you can target air vehicles as well as ground vehicles. So, the javelin becomes more useful that way, and also the jet stuff. So let's head on to the next part, which is recon. Recon, we got the spawn beacons, spotting, the MAV, SOFLAM support. We just went over the SOFLAM support, so I'll leave that out for now. but we still have spawn beacons.
I'll wait for you to spawn.
Basically, you just don't want to put your beacons out in the open. They changed it from the beta, so after a couple of spawns, it just breaks itself. So people can't really camp spawn beacons anymore, which is a good thing. But the downside is that they made spawn beacons a lot more visible by putting like a little satellite dish next to it, so it's pretty big. So you want to make sure that you can find a nice hidden spot to put the beacons down, and if you can, a dark spot, because these beacons are kind of dark in color, so you know, try to make it camouflage a little bit. Spawn beacons are pretty important because it gives you the upper hand in spawning closer to the battlefield instead of wasting your time running all the time. Let's go into support. So we have 3 important things to keep note of. So we got ammo, we got explosives, and we got mortars. Yeah, explosives and mortars, yeah, kind of the same thing, but whatever. Ammo, obviously, it's like the med kit. Just put it down when somebody needs it. Explosives, you got C4, and you got the claymores. So as soon as you can, if you're encountering a vehicle, just put C4 right next to it or on it. You know, you can do some real damage on those things. I think 2 slabs of C4 is enough to take one down. A tank, you know? But 1, I think, only disables it. I'm not exactly sure. I'll have to test it some more, but something like that. You know, claymores you might want to use next to doors, all that sort of stuff. Put them next to MCOMs and, you know, wait for people to step on them. But if you're going up against claymores, just keep note that you can crouch past them and prone past them. Also, you can just throw grenades to disable them. So, yeah, let's go on to mortars. Mortars are pretty damn lame when you think about it, but there's ways to get around it. Mortars, as soon as someone fires a mortar, they're spotted. Easy. I mean, if you can't see them on the mini-map, look in the sky and look for like a smoke trail. That's where the mortar's coming from. If you have a mortar yourself, you can see them instantly on the map that you're firing your mortar off. It's like a little bomb icon that you can look for. Just shoot them and get the hell out of there, because I'm pretty sure that mortar guy's going to come back and looking for you. The mortars are especially effective in hardcore mode, you know, because the damage in regular modes it's not that effective. It's still a useful tool if you're playing Rush, though, because you can cover the MCOM sites with that pretty damn easily, especially if you have multiple mortars going after it. All right, let's go over some of the basics on the 9 maps that we have in Battlefield. We have Metro, Caspian Border, Operation Firestorm, Damavin Peak, Tehran Highway, the Canals, Seine Crossing, and Karg Island. So let me just get out there first and classify some of these as clusterfuck maps. First we got Metro, definitely a clusterfuck map, especially when you start getting into the subway. There are a couple of places where you can flank, but they're all corridors, so you just got to be aware of your surroundings a little bit more, you know, try to squeeze through. Another one is Damavin Peak. This is one of the ultimate clusterfuck maps, mainly because you are forced through that middle tunnel if you're playing on Conquest. You'll go through it in Rush as well, but it's just not as bad. Seine Crossing also has its problems, but I mean, there's a lot more space to go around, and you know, you can also use buildings for cover, so you're not always up close with people. The last on that list is the Grand Bazaar, which there's a lot of tight spaces in this map, but you know, if you stick around the outside of the map, you're kind of safe from that. But you know, there's APCs in this one, so it can be a little rough around the edges. Right, that's all I got for this video. I will be back with some more. Next time it will be a lot more defined. You know, I want to give more information on specifics. This one was a little too brief, I think, but you know, gets the main message out there. So, have fun, guys, and see you guys on the battlefield.
Oh my god.
any kills.
Weird.
They're just jumping at me, man.
I saw that